happened to her?
So she eventually started traveling to Europe. She was dating this CEO of a jean company that I don't want to name, and he was using her and abusing her and bringing her to parties, and she was getting gang raped by a lot of these older men, and she was stuck in Paris. I was working in London, and I had to go pick her up in Paris and bring her back to New York to get her out. She couldn't get out.
And then when you brought her back to New York, what?
So she had to go through a detox program,
Right.
but then she fell off because she met up with Naomi. Naomi knows a lot of these millionaire and billionaire guys, so she connects you to them. She will connect you. Oh, darling, so-and-so has the hotel, the Fontainebleau in Miami. I'll easily connect you. So they connect you, and then that's it. That's how it starts.
Did you know who he was?
Yes, I knew him. I was introduced to him on my 31st birthday by my ex-boyfriend Flavio. I've always said that I'm not a saint, that I am a work in progress, but I will not be held hostage by my past.
Oh yeah, Naomi Campbell is all over the Epstein files. And I remember hearing these rumors about, Naomi used to recruit girls for them. And I was like, I don't see it. Like, surely not. But no, sure enough, she was consistently emailing him.
Say what now? The FBI is finally going in to be questioning more people and making their first arrests? And guess who people want locked in first? Miss Naomi Campbell. It is being alleged that her satanic-looking private villa was investigated after several Epstein files shows her texting back and forth with Epstein. Naomi has been caught on multiple occasions indulging in shady business with all these men, even with corrupt presidents in third world countries. Still, every time they catch her, she denies it. What's even crazier is the popular African influencer Elsa Majimbo tried to warn us about Naomi some years ago, but she was blackballed and silenced from speaking up. Okay, so for those of y'all who somehow missed out on everything that has been going on, the Epstein files dropped a few days ago, and to absolutely no one's surprise, Naomi was right there sending messages to him. It is being heavily alleged that she, like a madam, in charge of supplying women to Epstein for his sick acts, using the promise of getting them a modeling career. According to the files released by the DOJ, Naomi was on Epstein's island, and she was also in a lot of flight logs for his private jet. One report even said she took 5 flights aboard the Lolita Express in 2001 and 2003. 2 originated in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where Epstein owned his island known to be a place of debauchery. A couple of the flights went to the Sao Paulo, Brazil area. Jeffrey was also spotted at multiple Victoria's Secret shows, and they were seen leaving together most of the time. Naomi claims she didn't even know Epstein, nor had she heard of him, till her ex-boyfriend Flavio Briatore introduced them at her 31st birthday party, back in 2001.
I was introduced to him on my 31st birthday by my ex-boyfriend Flavio. He was always front and center at Victoria's Secret shows.
Did you suspect what he was doing?
No. And what he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else. Because I've had my fair share of predators, and thank God that I had good people around me that protected me from this. I mean, right now I stand with the victims. They're scarred for life.
Now, no one was really surprised that Naomi was sitting there denying everything, because that's exactly what she has done every time she's been caught with some shady man she had no business being friends with in the first place. For someone who swears she knows nothing about the things these men do, she definitely seems to love their company. In fact, she did the same thing when she was exposed for being involved with Harvey Weinstein, too. Just a reminder that Naomi Campbell visited Epstein's island 21 times and was a very close friends with Harvey Weinstein. She's a very dangerous and disgusting woman. There's not enough coverage about her ties with Epstein. Oh, and remember what I said earlier about her being in the recent Epstein files that were released? Well, despite her sitting in that interview and lying out of her mouth that she knew nothing about his shenanigans, there were several emails in the files that hint at her and Epstein seemingly coordinating a plan on how she was allegedly going to service him. Girl. Several videos resurfaced of her recruiting those women for what was supposed to be a modeling opportunity, but none of them actually walked the runway. No one really knows what happened to these girls. There were also videos of her in Kenya, supposedly doing some philanthropic work to help kids, but people are now also looking at it sideways.
What do you
It's kind
think
of
she
like-
gets out of it?
Well, she gets money. When you bring when you bring models or people that can easily be manipulated, you get funded. You get funded. She owns, how does she own an island being a supermodel?
I didn't know she owns an island.
Yeah, she owns an island. But this is crime scene investigation.
Yeah.
But it opens your eyes to things that you never even thought of, you know, and I connect all the dots.
These rumors got even wilder when people came across this video of the American-based Kenyan influencer, Elsa Majimbo, exposing Naomi for luring her into her circle and introducing her to multiple wealthy men in an effort to make her get into relationships with these men. Somewhere along the line, Elsa peeped what was going on and made Naomi aware that she had no interest in doing any of that. But this only pissed Naomi off, and she got Elsa blackballed. Mind you, Elsa was just 19 years old at the time and just getting started in the industry.
Naomi was coming to Nairobi to do some shopping. She was on holiday, but on a remote place. So she was in Nairobi doing shopping. And I texted her and she told me she's in Nairobi. So I was so excited to meet her. She was the first celebrity I was ever going to meet. Guys, I was through the roof. She texted me, she was like, hey, I'm here. She texted me the location. I went directly. I went with my brother. So my brother and I, we met her, we did some shopping. And as we're shopping, she's like, oh, you know, the plane that's taking us back actually has couple more seats. Do you and your brother want to join us on holiday? Hell yes. So I was like, oh, that'll be so lovely. She introduced me to a couple of people in Hollywood. If people, she was on vacation, were coming to Nairobi after the vacation. They were staying at the Kempinski. So I went to see them at the Kempinski when the whole thing was over. So I sat down with them, I was talking to one of them, and one of them was like, oh, it's so, like, how did you meet Naomi? And I was like, oh, no, I texted her on Instagram, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, yeah, she told us, like, she made you and she built you and she made your career. And I was like, what? No, that's not what happened. And I was like, you mean like helped me and like promoted me? And she was like, no, like what you have is because of her. And I was like, oh yeah, no, that didn't happen. Time goes by, March 2022. We have jumped into March 2022. I get a phone call. My phone is ringing. Naomi Campbell. Oh, so I pick up, I'm like, hey sis, like how are you doing? And she's like, Elsa, how dare you? Oh! So I'm in shock, right? I'm in shock. I don't know what's going on. She was like, this is the last time I'm speaking to you. Have a nice life. And she hung up. Which I was very saddened by the situation, right? But I was like, if that's how she truly feels, because I respect people's space. So I was like, if that's how she truly feels, fine, it's okay. So I let it go. So after that, like a few months, things started going very badly for me. Things started going haywire. And I didn't think it was, I thought it was because of the situation, let me not lie. But I was like, you know, also it can be sure. So I was like, let me go. Because also having someone like Naomi Campbell not liking you in the industry is not a good thing. So I went to her, I apologized. I'd already apologized when the situation had happened, but I went and I apologized again and again. I started calling her, I started texting her. And then one day she just texted me and she was like, stop calling me. I have a child to take care of. So after that, I just said, okay, there's nothing I can do about it. I started drinking. That's why I even quit alcohol. I started drinking. I started drinking a lot. Yeah. And then, because I wasn't sure why things were going so wrong and I couldn't put my finger on it. And then a few months later, I met Edward Enifel at a party, and Edward Enifel is oh my goodness, he's one of the people I adore the most. So I was like, oh my goodness, that's Edward, I have to go say hi. So I'm like, hey Edward, I'm such a big fan. And he looks at me, he's like, I know you. And then he said something that made me think the situation with Naomi was causing like some of the trials and tribulations I was currently going through.
But that's not all, y'all. Because this isn't the only questionable man that Naomi has been mixed up in. Back in 2010, she was dragged into court to testify against the ex-Liberian president, Charles Taylor, after he gifted her blood diamonds during her stay at Nelson Mandela's house in South Africa. Now, in case y'all didn't know, Charles was arrested in 2006 and accused of arming Sierra Leone's Revolutionary United Front rebels during the 1991 to 2002 Civil War. He trained and commanded the rebels who maimed and maimed Sierra Leone civilians, frequently hacking off their hands and legs. While Charles was doing all this, he came across a lot of resources, with some of them being the diamonds that he gave to Naomi. Now, when Naomi was initially asked about this, she denied it and even stormed out of the interview. When she was summoned to court and questioned about everything, she admitted that she did in fact receive diamonds from Charles. It was handed over to her by two mysterious men who barged into her home in the middle of the night. She also claimed that she didn't keep the diamonds and that she actually donated them to a charity.
You received a diamond from
I
Charles.
didn't receive a diamond, and I'm not going to speak about that. Thank you very much. And I'm not here for that.
Well, we've been told that you didn't help the prosecution sort of in this very important case.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
But what she told ABC News was a lie. She did receive diamonds from Taylor, as she acknowledged under oath today, describing a bizarre middle-of-the-night scene outside her bedroom.
When I was sleeping, I had a knock at my door, and I opened my door, and two men were there and gave me a pouch and said, "A gift for you."
Did you ask them who they were?
No, I was extremely tired. When they gave me the pouch, I just put it next to my bed and went back to bed.
What did you think the stones were?
They were kind of dirty-looking pebbles. They were dirty, I don't know. When I'm used to seeing diamonds, I'm used to seeing diamonds shiny and in a box, you know. Someone hadn't said they were diamonds, I wouldn't have guessed right away that they were diamonds.
Now it's believed that everything she said was just a load of horse crap, because her former assistant, Carol White, and actress Mia Farrow, who were both with Naomi on that trip, said Naomi knew exactly where the diamonds were coming from, and that she was more than willing to take them. Carol said Naomi was flirting with Charles the entire night, and that when the diamonds were given to her, she was very excited and even showed them to her. And then there are the allegations about her stealing from charities and physically attacking her employees. Between the years of 1998 and 2009, she was convicted 11 times for physically mistreating the people who worked for her. In 1998, her assistant Georgina Galanis accused her of grabbing her by the throat and hitting her over the head with a phone because she was upset about them getting delayed by customs at a Canadian airport. In court documents obtained by Georgina's lawyer, Calvin Barry, Naomi lunged at her, grabbed her by the throat, and shook her till Georgia fell to the sofa shaking and in tears. Not too long after this mess, she employed another assistant. And just like the first one, she also accused her of allegedly attacking her as well. The assistant, Vanessa Frisbee, claimed at the time that Naomi attacked her during a heated argument. Naomi denied the allegations and even countersued the poor girl. Now, some of y'all may not know this because Naomi did a good job at burying the story, but a little over a year ago, she was investigated after she was caught embezzling millions of dollars. It turns out the money was donated to her charity organization, but she had other plans for that money. She was spending all that money on luxury items, vacations, private jets, and a whole bunch of nonsense. As y'all can see, Naomi has a long track record of doing some shady things. She got away with it the first time, but people are now on her neck, and they don't plan to meet up with her till she also loses everything, possibly even doing prison time. One person said, "I really don't like how easily Naomi Campbell gets away with being associated with the people she associates with. Like, no one seems to care, and it's really jarring." Another person said, "Naomi Campbell is a human tea-ficker. We've been hearing the stories for years, and now we're seeing her name in the Epstein files. Every single ARPist, PDF, and tea-ficker needs to be held accountable. Confront every single one of them to their face." But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Naomi getting exposed for her links to Jeffrey? And do you really think this is the final nail in the coffin for her? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.